Unlimited Tucker Carlson, man.
Can you make some sense of this to me? Because I just read the headline. I didn't care enough to really read into it, to be completely honest with you. Why did they both get fired? Can we start with Tucker?
You had to know Tucker was going to get fired when your company takes a $787 million hit in the lawsuit, bro. When something like that happens, you know heads are going to roll, right? Like, you already know.
Yeah.
Heads are going to roll at Fox News when a company loses $787 million.
And can we just clarify for the audience why they lost that lawsuit?
They lost a defamation lawsuit because they said that, what they say was Dominion?
The voting machines
What they say, Chris?
riggable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dominion is the company that makes the voting machine, and they said that they had rigged the election without any proof.
And a lot of things that came out during that case was that they knew, like a lot of the Fox News anchors didn't like Donald Trump. They knew Donald Trump was lying about the election being stolen.
Yes.
They said these things, in private text messages, right? But then they still went on air and, pushed the lie that the election was stolen.
Right.
I just knew that a big head was going to roll. I didn't think it would be a Hannity. I could easily see it being a Tucker. And Tucker is getting sued right now by a former producer of Fox News for sexual harassment.
No.
Yeah, right now. So you're not about to cost the company more money. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I think if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, didn't he say some things about like the bigwigs at Fox in the text messages too?
Yeah, I mean, he basically went against all their narratives behind the scenes. So I don't know if internally that caused them issues with Rupert Murdoch. But
Yeah.
Now, Alex thinks that they're getting him out of here because they want to support Trump in his re-election campaign, and they don't.
They're going to support him anyway.
We'll get behind him.
Yeah, but those texts that came out, like he was really saying how much he hates Trump and.
Yeah, but he went on air and did the complete opposite.
I know, but the fact that the text came out, now Trump actually knows how he feels about him, and so I think Trump did an
interview with him 2 weeks ago. What are y'all talking about?
Wait, he did?
After the text came out?
Yes, Trump did an interview with Tucker like a week. Was it last week or it wasn't that long ago? When Google that. It was like it was like literally like a week and a half ago. Trump sat with Tucker Carlson. Listen, these guys are on the same page. They may say whatever about each other behind the scenes, but when they've all collectively said that's what we're gonna go get behind, that's what they're gonna get behind. Okay. Like, what are we talking about?
So basically, the company takes a big loss. They've got to fire someone and make them kind of.
Got to make an example.
For it. Interesting.
They do this all the time.
But make an example of what? I thought that everybody in the company has been, found that they were doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, but if Fox takes a credibility hit and they lose $787 million, you just got to make an example out of somebody. That's all. By the way, anybody they put in that time slot is going to be successful. We're acting like they didn't do this to O'Reilly, guys.
So that's the other thing that's quite interesting is that I thought this had nothing to do with the big hit. I thought that Tucker believed that he could be making more money on his own, and Fox believed that he wasn't worth the money that he wanted. And both of those things can be true. In other words, if let's say Tucker's making $4 million a year, $5 million a year, something like that, and he's working 5 nights a week and he's fucking going crazy. He can probably make more of that venturing out on his own, doing a Substack, doing a Patreon, getting a crazy deal from Daily Wire, a book deal, these types of things. Like he could make way more money. You hear of Call Her Daddy making $60 million. He's out here doing the news, and he's the #1 rated show on Fox. And he's like, how the fuck is this girl that got famous talking about how many guys she sucked their dick making more money than I'm making interviewing presidents?
I don't know if people care about Tucker as much as they care about Fox News.
But what I'm saying is,
Bill O'Reilly's definitely lost a lot of cachet.
You're right. What I'm saying is, when you're involved in that, you believe what people are telling you. People get locked up in their bubbles, right? And they believe that they're the biggest thing in the entire world. So he's going, I can make more money outside, which he might be able to. Fox is going, hey, you're part of the machine, right? Fox is like, hey, we're Saturday Night Live. We can fire someone, put a new person in, and people are going to still watch it. So it kind of makes sense for both of them to separate, because there is more money to be saved for Fox by not paying a guy like Tucker, and more money to be made for Tucker by not being part of the big institution.
But we know this was a firing. And the reason you know it was a firing is because Friday, he just signed off. If it's not a firing, they let you do a last show. If it's a mutual parting ways, they let you say, okay, you got a month left, or you got a week left, or however long it is. You know it was a firing because he was there. Trust me, as a person who's been fired 4 times from radio and never had a proper sign off. They don't let you do that. He got fired.
Fair enough.
See, 2 weeks ago, Tucker Carlson interviewed Donald Trump about his indictment. And even Trump even reacted to Tucker Carlson and said that he was surprised that they let him go.
I'm curious, though, if they took that big money hit, why would they get rid of their best rated show that makes them the most money?
Because they took a credibility hit, too. They took a credibility hit.
Yeah.
Because people think that, they got anchors on the air that are lying. I don't know who all those text messages were between, but from what I saw, I think it was like Tucker, Laura Ingraham. Tucker's definitely the biggest personality out of all of them. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Tucker also makes more money than anybody else. So you're like...
And you don't fire Laura, because if you fire Laura in the midst of, sexual harassment lawsuits and everything else, like now you fired a woman, so you get rid of the big fish.
Yeah.
This changes the conversation. Nobody's talking about them owing Dominion $787 million.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Now it's all about, we got rid of Tucker. And who knows? I don't know who they're going to put in Tucker's place, but I bet you that person will still have high ratings.
I bet you Tucker goes to Daily Wire. I bet you Daily Wire right now is working out a deal with him.
I saw Jesse Waters trending, which made me think it was going to be him.
Jesse Waters, perfect.
Yeah.
That's it. You put Jesse Waters in that time slot, Jesse Waters still does numbers.
Okay, now Don Lemon. Why did Don Lemon get fired?
Don Lemon got fired because Don Lemon just been racking up offenses, man.
What
you
did
know
he
what I'm saying? I saw everybody posting this clip. It was the clip of Don Lemon talking to, I can't even remember the guy's name now. What was the guy's name? The Don Lemon was, that's the clip? Play that clip, Taylor. This is the clip that they're saying, that the internet is saying got Don Lemon fired.
So hang on one second. So to say that black people, say what you said again?
Black people secured their freedoms after the Civil War. It is a historical fact, Don. Just study it. Only after their Second Amendment rights were secured.
They
That's
were
a
not
fact.
secured their freedoms after the Civil War. That is not, you are discounting Reconstruction. You're discounting a whole host of things that happened after the Civil War when it comes to African Americans, including the whole reason that the Civil Rights Movement happened is because black people did not secure their freedoms after the Civil War, and that things turned around. People tried to change the freedoms that were supposed to happen.
And you know how they got
it?
They got their Second Amendment rights, and they actually got, the NRA played a big role in that. But today, Don, the
NRA did not play a big role in
absolutely, they trained black Americans how to use firearms.
That's a lie. That's not. The NRA did not play a big role in that.
This is just historical fact. But
It's
Don,
not historical fact.
The part that I
Just
find...
because you say it's historical fact.
The part that I find
historical
insulting is when you say today black Americans don't have those rights after we have
the
gone
fact
through
that I find
civil rights
insulting
revolution
is
in this
that
country.
You are sitting here telling an African American about the rights and what you find insulting about the way I live, the skin I live in every day.
Here's where you and I have a different
freedoms
point
that
of view.
black and white that black people don't have in this country, and that black people do have.
Well, here's where you and I have a different point of view. I think we should be able to express our views regardless of the color of our skin. We should have this debate
I'm not saying you
without
shouldn't
me
express your
regarding
views,
you as a
but I think
black
it's
man,
insulting that
but
you're
me
sitting
regarding you
here,
as a fellow citizen.
That you're
That's what I
sitting
think we should
here,
say.
whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me
Whatever ethnicity
about
I'm, I'll
what
tell
it's
you,
like to be black in
whatever
America.
ethnicity
I'm
I'll tell
sorry.
you what I am. I'm an Indian American. I'm proud of it. But I think we should have this debate. Black, white, doesn't matter.
He said whatever ethnicity you are. Jesus.
You should do it in an honest way and in a fair way. And what you're doing is not an honest and fair way. Okay?
With-
But we
with-
appreciate you coming on.
With
Thank
due
you for
respect,
that.
Don, I look forward to
Thank you very
continuing
much.
that
I appreciate
conversation.
it. We'll
Thank
continue
you.
the conversation.
Thank you.
According to the New York
talk
Times,
about
this is the
China?
interview
Yes,
that
let's talk
Don
about
Lemon
China.
conducted last week, and it played a role in his firing. I don't know
Ow.
if it did. I don't know if it did. I think that anybody that's saying that really hasn't been paying attention, because there was a Variety article that came out like 3 weeks ago. The headline, this is a hit piece, right? This is clear expose. Don Lemon's misogyny at CNN exposed, malicious texts, mocking female co-workers, and diva-like behavior. And they got like 12 employees, former employees, and I think even present employees who spoke on the record about how, Don allegedly isn't the most pleasant towards women. Then you put that on top of the comments he made about Nikki Haley saying women aren't in their prime after a certain age. Then in December, he allegedly screamed at one of his co-hosts during a break. Like y'all haven't been paying attention. Like, if this came as a shock to anybody, you really haven't been paying attention to the picture they've been painting of Don Lemon over the past few months. So it wasn't that back and forth with that guy that led to his
Is it possible this is
firing.
just how you get treated in the workplace when a man doesn't want to sleep with you? Like, what I'm saying is how he was treating these women. I don't know if he specifically hates them, but he has no interest in having sex with them. So he's just treating them as genderless employees, right?
Yeah, but you can't yell at me. I don't give a fuck
Why can't you yell at people?
Nah, you're not gonna yell at me, and you're not gonna be my boss and yell at me.
Why not?
Because we're human. We're grown people. You're not gonna let nobody yell at you. Shut up, Schulz.
You just yelled at me.
I did not yell at you.
You just told me to shut up and yelled at me. It's what we do every single week. I'm not in a fucking huffing and puffing about it. Oh, let me write an article. Charlamagne, the guy, yelled at me and told me to shut up on the podcast.
I did not yell at you.
Charlamagne,
That was a little bit of a yell. Sean.
what the fuck do you think you just did?
That was a little bit of a yell.
That was not yelling.
Your voice got louder, and you told him to shut up.
You think Don Lemon said anything meaner to any of the people that he worked with than what you just said to me?
Yes.
You're an animal, bro.
He is a gay man.
Oh, talk
There
that
is
shit.
nobody more vicious.
Talk that
when
shit.
they want to cut you down to
That-
size,
talk
when
that
they want to
shit.
fucking read you, yes, I know he said things that were more
Okay.
vicious. All we said was shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's all we said. That shit was probably like a bitch and you're and don't you ever. And you know what? I don't like your perfume either. And that shit probably was, woo, man. You ain't never been read by a gay man? You never been read by a gay man?
I have been. I just was read by him.
Okay. You rather me curse you out or Kid Fury?
Oof, actually, it depends.
What do you mean?
I'd rather you curse me out.
Nah, gay men are way more creative when they cursing you out, bro. Way more.
Yeah.